Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. This is the destruction of blocks connected to Shiva. And I'm going to wait for people to get on. I'm going to post this on TikTok and so forth. Be very careful of false prophets and psychics that say they feel your energy. Be very careful for someone who actually reaches out to you for a psychic reading. Be very careful. Because they are not coming from a place of integrity or the greater good for the collective. Bottom line is they want that money. They want those Ben Franklins. So don't get lured by people who promise you that they'll get the answers. Do not get lured or hustled by, that's why I call them psychic, in quotation marks, because they're full of shit, by psychic hustlers who are grifters, who will prey on your vulnerability, your confusion, your despair, your dark night of the soul. Don't fucking do that. Find proper people. Like myself. If I don't connect with you and I don't resonate with you, that's good. That's fine. Find someone, though, that is going to tell you the truth, that is going to give you homework, that is going to guide you to clarity and to purging what is dragging you down in quicksand, in the quicksand of your depression or your confusion. Okay? Be very careful. You get what you pay for. Okay? If you're doing like $5, $20, $25 yes, no questions, it's a 50% chance they're going to be wrong or right. It's common sense. You want a proper reading, and you want it to be word of mouth. You want, most of the clients that come to me at this point now are word of mouth. They come to me from somebody who says, if you want clarity, come to Tony. But I'm not for everyone. And I totally appreciate, respect, and realize this. So find someone who you feel so bonded to and so connected. But make sure that sometimes what they say in content triggers you. Because if you're always agreeing with them, there's a problem. You want people who trigger you. Like yesterday we did a live, me, Water Bear Medicine, and my son, we did a live on the masculine. It's on YouTube if you weren't able to see it. Okay, go check it out on my YouTube channel. And one of the things, I usually don't do pre-talks. I don't like pre-organize my thoughts when I do a live. But because I had a guest, I had two guests, I did, okay? So in one of the contents was the term bimbo, right? And he called me out on it. He's a sweetheart of a man and very well done, you know, very diplomatic, very sweet, but he asked me to express what I meant by that. So of course I articulated, which again, you can go see on the live that's and that's what you want. You want people that you want to surround yourself with people who love you, who support you, who care about you, who admire you, who respect you, but also call you out. You don't want the Emperor Has No Clothes, group where everyone's like, oh, yes, 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 oh, great one. Oh, my God, yes. You want someone that says, oh, no, you're stepping into dog shit, or clarify that, or whatever. And that goes with your psychic reader, tarot reader, spiritual person, whatever you want to call them, guide, mentor, whatever. You want that. When you're fucking up, you need someone to tell you. And if you don't have somebody like a Doc Holliday, which I have, I'm very blessed to be honest, go get you one. You better go get yourself one, because if you've got a yes, you're great. Yes, you look great in that dress. Yes, everything's hunky-dory. Yes, every day's a yes. You better, figure it out that that's probably a no if you're going to grow spiritually. You need people who challenge you. You need people who are going to help you grow at your highest level of integrity, of clarity, of power during this ascension period, because there's a lot of shit going on right now that is going to make you feel sad, lost, alone, jagged in your energy, massively jagged. But I just got, and the reason why I jumped on this live is I had a person who had I'm not going to tell you who they are because I'm not here to bully people, okay? I'm not here to bully people. But I did have a person tell me, you are in love with someone and you wonder if they love you back. Well, if any of you know me, you know that that's absolute bullshit. And they wanted to do a reading for me. And I said, F off, fuck off. And they gave me question marks. Like they didn't understand what I meant. And again, I left it off with a fuck off and then I blocked them. Be careful. Because the fact that I have almost 30,000 people following me and they're approaching me to hustle me on a reading based on, I don't know, maybe that they're just hitting all kinds of people, shows the lack of intelligence and just they're out here just hustling people. And so please be careful. Please be careful because you deserve clarity. You deserve honest clarity, even if it's not what you want to hear. Okay? I have clients who've come to me saying, I want to know if it's a twin flame. And I have to tell them, well, it goes both ways. Because in some cases, they hope to God it's not a twin flame. And I have to tell them, unfortunately, it is. And some people just want it to be a twin flame. And I have to tell them, it's not. It's not. I don't know what the hell. I mean, I think it's at the highest level, it's a high-level soulmate. At the highest. And I have an 80 percentile success rate because no one can have 100% success rate. Why do I say 80 percentile? Because there are things that I'm looking for that they're not saying, and there's things I'm not seeing in my readings. So you want the truth, I would hope. Because one of the dangerous things about people is just, confetting the concept of, yeah, you have a twin flame, yes. Well, it's very damaging because some people actually get sick over this. They'll wait for 20, 30 years of their life accomplishing absolutely nothing because of this. I saw a friend go into stage 4 cancer over this. And that shook my world because we almost lost her. This was about 20 years ago. And she has never been the same. And it is absolutely no doubt a twin flame. But not in this incarnation. They will never, ever be into... Never. Because of his own ego, his own illusions, delusions, self-importance, things of that nature. But it made her sick. So you want to work with someone, find someone, if not me, find someone who you really love. You're like, oh my God, yeah, this is my person. And hopefully you'll get the clarity, the healing, and all of that. But anyone hits you in your inbox on TikTok, yeah, fucking run. Block them. Run. I've had people troll my lives, hitting people for readings, and I'm absolutely disgusted. That's the only reason why I'm doing this reading is to help you discern the difference. It's not what you want to hear. It's definitely what you need to know to move forward. Exactly. Thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, it's not always what you want to hear. It quite often isn't what you want to hear. And I wish I could tell you that, everyone has a magic wand to make what you want happen. But some of you have the wonderful growth, spiritual growth that will align you to a full union with your twin, turning you guys from twin flame to twin ray, graduating. It's a graduation. It's like getting a master's into a PhD in spirituality. And then some of you won't. It just won't. And there's nothing you can do about somebody who's on a self-destructive path or a denial path or whatever. There's nothing you can do. There's no potions, lotions, spells. Like, don't do spells at all. Do they work? You fucking ain't right, they work. But you never want to do spells manipulating someone's free will. Never do that. Don't ever walk there because you will actually be harmed for years to come. It's a boomerang. If you want to use spells, use them for yourself. Abundance, beauty, health, clarity, whatever, however, right? But don't use it to manipulate any other sentient being. It's a big spiritual no-no. I've said it again and again and again, and still people insist. Am I fascinated with spell books? I've been fascinated with witchcraft and spell books since I was 10, with bed knobs and broomsticks, one of my favorite movies on that subject, which I love that movie, Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. What a great fucking movie. And of course, I dabble at the age of 13 because who doesn't? But I got the Edgar Allan Poe's The Monkey's Paw. And that's when I realized, oh, fuck. And at the age of 8, my parents were working on the Cannes Film Festival where documentaries were flowing. And one of the documentaries was Voodoo in Africa, where it originated. The shit works. There's no question it works. Very few people, though, have the power to put a curse on you. Very few. Are there people who can? Absolutely. But very few. So your mother-in-law, the ex-wife, those kinds of bimbos, yeah, they don't have that kind of power. It takes power to do that. And they're willing to pay the price, karmically. In fact, they've taken on that mantle of, fuck it, I'm in 3D, and I'm looping into 3D, and I want to be powerful in 3D. And so I will pay that price, because there's a price. Nothing is for free. And so they're very good at it. And those people are fucking expensive, and they are not in your basement. They are not living in, in a situation. They're not broke. Abundance is part of the contract. Doesn't that make sense? Like, I don't understand people who go to people who are living in cold water flats, paying $1,000 to a person to burn black candles to give you this, that, and the other. To control someone else's fucking free will. Free will. God gave it to us. Free will. It's not your right to take that away from any human being. The best way to actually incorporate attracting someone who's running from you is unconditional love and energetic remote, and only you can do that, remote healing to your beloved who is running from you or what have you, or who's in a situation that is definitely karmic, and you send love. Lots and lots of love. Every day you send love to them. You're not asking them to come to you. You're wanting the best for them. And at that point, that over time will do its work. If it's in one of the crossroad moments that every human has again and again and again. I hope I make sense. And so be careful of people who promise you the Trojan horse as a gift, because you will not win. You will not win. I'll never forget, and I've said this before, I was working with Psychic Source. I had a 30-minute call, $30 for 30 minutes. And this person, this poor man, had done these spells. He was in his 20s, and he had attracted, Ouija board shit, attracted a demonic energy because he was weak. When you're weak, you're vulnerable, depressed, addicted, where it puts you into an unconscious state. You will actually be a frequency match to little demonic energies. And he was freaking the fuck out. And from the time he told me the story, I had 20 minutes to give him the things he needed to do, which encompass saging and using the Om Namah Shivaya mantra and the self-forgiveness of Ho'oponopono and other things that I told him to do. And that was it. Click. It was over. The phone call was over. And apparently the kid didn't have enough money to call back to get more instructions, but he got everything. Plus I emailed him. When a psychic / tarot reader / advisor, you connect with one of those people, the healing and the undoing of damages is part of the session. It's not extra. It's not an extra $1,000 for a candle or $150. It's none of that shit. They tell you what to do. Go get a fucking white candle. This is what you're going to write on it. It's not extra. There's no need to buy a $150 candle. I have had so many clients tell me they paid $9,000 to destroy family curses or twin flame curses. Or I had one client say, I spent $7,000 and I went, well, what made you stop? I ran out of fucking money. Be careful. Be careful. These people, It's no different than remote viewers who have worked with governments all over the world. They're psychic, right? They're remote viewing, espionage, right? And just because they can do it doesn't mean they're good people. Clearly, hopefully you guys can figure that out, right? It doesn't mean because you have the gift, you're a good person. Having the gift does not make you a good person. Do you understand that? Having the gift does not make you a good person. It doesn't. I knew of a psychic who could actually step into people's thoughts. She would go to Las Vegas. She was actually rich. And she played the numbers. She did this. She did that. She could use her, what you guys call gifts, which I call, skill sets. I call them skill sets. Because I'm not here into self-aggrandissement. I'm here to help people be honestly humble, knowing that the more you know, the less you know, which is a truth, into realizing that the skill sets you have in this incarnation aren't just for you. They're for the benefit of those who are energetically attracted to you, and your job, your duty, is to help them with your skill sets, what you guys call gifts. And when you use it to your own advantage, to destroy people, manipulate people, and so forth, which many of the billionaires do. We know this. David Icke is a good example of that, of what he talks about, which a lot of you guys think is woohoo. But in all things, good or bad, there's a kernel of truth in all. And so your job, the word discernment, means what is true and what is propaganda, what is rhetoric, what is true, what is true. It's always about truth. What is true and what are lies to control the masses. Anything that makes you afraid is a lie. Anything that puts you in a state of frequency fear is a lie. How is that true? If you're running for your life because there's a man running after you, or you're in a situation, it comes from a place of manipulation and lies to destroy. So it's based on inauthenticity. It's based on lies. It's based on controlling people. Those are lies. When you control people through fear, whether it's an individual to an individual, this energy of I can't help myself, learned helplessness, that is not true. There's a girl, I don't know why they're telling me to tell you this, but there's a girl, this is off topic, on topic. There's a girl that talks about, she's a young woman. I think she's in her late 20s, early 30s. I think she's 5'5", 140 pounds, something like that, or she's slim, in shape, but, and there was an intruder that came into her house. And she talks about it. I think it triggers a lot of women and men. I don't know why. But she went hand-to-hand combat with him and won. He was 6'4", definitely 240 pounds. And she fucking beat the shit out of that guy. The rhetoric that we've been taught is that we can't take care of ourselves. And so we go into freeze, fawn, freeze, fall. When this woman, Caucasian woman, American woman, is talking about how she fucking beat the shit out of him. Not with pride. Just in trying to share her experience that she was able to overcome what we have been taught as women, for example, to be victimized by. And so that is a lie been put in place, that women can't protect themselves. He had broken into her house. It's not like she was taking a walk at 2:00 in the morning. You and I, as women, we all know that's a no-no. Isn't that funny? And men still don't fucking get that. It's a fucking no-no. It's an agreed upon no, not a good idea. So these lies are placed into the consciousness of the, for example, in this case, the feminine, to collectively agree that we can't take down a man that's 6'4", for example, to self-protect. to survive, to live through it. And so when people use fear to manipulate you, you lose. Right now, we live in a time that is dystopian at its best. If you saw the Trump Gaza hotel video, which I thought was a lie until I realized there is actually, it's been proven correct. It looks like a dystopian, dark, funny movie. Dark. Evil. There was a magazine in France called Bête et Méchant. Stupid and mean. And that's what we're being faced with. However, fear is something that you are going to have to wrestle with yourself. I can't help you. I can give you the directions, the homework, the books, the mantras, all of that. But you need to show up for yourself or else you're fucked, period. There's no other way. I'm sorry if I'm not delicate and so poetic in the way I fucking deliver them out. You're fucked. The only person that can be destroyed is by your own thoughts. No one else can do it for you. If you eat up the rhetoric, the psychic coming at you, the politician telling you these things, and you believe in their reality over your own reality that you're co-creating with the universe, and many of us out there strewn across this beautiful planet, if you can't manage your internal dialogue, if you can't manage your thoughts, if you don't own your root chakra, you're fucked. Period. There's no other better way. I mean, I don't know. What does that mean? It means you don't ascend. It doesn't matter how nice you are. It doesn't matter how you meditate, you do yoga, and you're a vegan. It doesn't. It means you have to be your own guru. And you have to find people who will tell you the truth so you can become a better guru to yourself. And you can't become a guru unless you meditate every day. I don't know how many ways we can say it. We're not stupid. Do you really think we would waste our times meditating if it didn't work? Do you really think we're that done with our time? We're not. We're actually, many of us are quite smart. And we want to win something that is not material. It is not something that I can put in my bank account. It is not something that I can hold in my hand. It is so precious that it is my autonomy, is my ability to control my thoughts, my reality, and the fear of it all. And the violence that has been surrounding this planet is creating a wind that we can smell. Its stench, its rotten stench. And on an animalistic level, we are smelling that and it's giving us high red alarms, which is normal. But we have to transcend this into 5D the way Yeshua did, the way Buddha did, the way Mary Magdalena did, the way Krishna did, Radha did. People that surrounded these incredible beings who are not triggered with their ego, masculine or feminine. That leaves out a lot of people that we still talk about who really don't deserve to be talked about. The egoless, non-gender specific. The ones that realized that there was something more beyond the veils. And that the veils were an illusion. And the reverberation of that truth was talked about by Plato and Socrates. It's amazing. Aristotle. I mean, the philosophies and the philosophers who sat to philosophize, right? They had time on their hands. You think they fucking were scrapping a living? They were in meditation, in repose, in nature. So, you've got to keep visualizing, my friend. And sometimes, and I was just talking to my dear friend, Jennifer, and we were talking about the concept of practicing death. And the concept so that we could live better. and going into meditation with the exclusive intent of just pulsing love. Gratitude and love, gratitude and love, gratitude and love. Pranayama, breathing as the monkey mind comes in with a sledgehammer, going back and forth until it is so. And why is that important? Because many of you have now been told to be afraid of death. Oh my God, do I go to the light? Do I go? So if you meditate as you die into love, and you better practice, because it's not something that's going to come up when you're dropping the body. You're going to practice that energy of love, 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 love. So when you take your last breath in the body and you start traveling through the channels and you're like just pumping love, love, that frequency, this is what you have to trust. That frequency will literally loop you right into the perfect place with the perfect souls in the perfect environment that actually is a frequency matched to love. The average person dies afraid of dying to the last breath. That's actually truth, and there's no argument here. The average person is afraid of death. It's kind of like, I've always seen it as being on a 100-foot diving board and then taking that plunge, because you have no choice. It's either go down or stay up there. And you plunge. And you plunge, and there's like the falling dream that you had as children, and then it's over. And it's really as you're falling or surrendering or slipping out of the body, right? To actually go into the realm and pulsing love. Even the few hours before you are going to drop this body, the few minutes before you're about, you're getting closer and closer, and you're seeing things, and you keep pulsing love. All of that, your meditations is going to be your training ground for the moment, because how you meditate and how you visualize this love is going to help you, and it's going to be automatic pilot in 20, 30, 40, 50 years from the time, if you do this, on the day you drop your body, you will actually be completely liberated into the right place and not loop back into the loop, the karmic bullshit of the dharmic wheel of reincarnations in the lower dimensions. I don't know. I mean, I was starting out with don't get fucked by hustlers to this, but apparently that was the message you needed to hear.